figure out the way how to develop your curiosity.
Yeah, I mean,
you can actually go and Google for it if you need more curiosity, how to be more curious.
Exactly.
Helikopter.
Joo, on
intialainen.
todellakin tullut vasta. To make sure that you enjoy the episodes.
It's TestguruTV time again. The question of the week is...
What are the best tools for a tester?
The dude sitting next to me, Jani Tuna Haikala, the ultimate champion of testing.
Hello, and here next to me is Antti, a tireless testing advocate, a trainer, a public speaker, and an author.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So, I hear the question is about testing tools.
Yeah.
But am I missing something here?
My first initial reaction was too that it's about testing tools.
Install it on Windows and start using some kind of a toolkit or something like that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then again, it's the actual phrasing is what are the best tools for a tester. And I actually went. We've got a few testers here at the office. Yeah. This morning I went there and did a little poll.
You did the background research on the question.
I actually did, yes.
Oh, this is this is profound. We are actually doing work behind the scenes to make these episodes even better.
Yeah, we just do everything we can to make sure that you enjoy the episodes. Two of the testers that I talked to, they were actually currently working with security testing. So, quite actual security testing tools like Burpsuit or Kali Linux were mentioned at first. One tester actually asked me, what do you mean by that question? And
he was like a real tester. He was like asking the question about this question.
I just told him I don't really want to bring in my interpretation.
Interpretation. Yeah. We are Finnish guys, so we have trouble with English sometimes.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
I don't want to bring in my point of view into how I see the question. I don't want to bring that into to sort of mess up with your point of view. Just please answer the question as it is. And he quite immediately said that there's like he can think about it in a way of actual tools you can install on a computer, or you can think about it in sort of like concepts or ways of working, or things like that.
They're like mental models, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
For example,
yeah. So and I listed some of my own ideas. I had sort of also those aspects.
Yeah, I think about apps and software like there are like apps and tricks to execute on something. So in a sense, they are like means to an end, I would say, for me.
They're to help you with the testing. Yeah. I don't think any of those tools really improve the quality of testing, or you don't get better findings.
That's true.
By just installing some tool that you use.
So now you got my interest. Like, what did the third guy say there in the testing lab? Who had questions about the question?
Yeah, one actual app that he uses, Notepad++.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then he said that he needs some sort of empty space. That's his phrasing. In terms of allowing yourself some time to think, to focus, to get new ideas. So you need that uninterrupted time, to actually come up with different testing ideas. And I really like that. Yeah. And then also role playing was something that he mentioned. The ability to put yourself in different people's shoes.
Yeah, it's been like a tourist or, like a sightseeing or maybe a tourist guide in a different kind of situation.
Exactly. Yeah. There's different people use the software in different ways and expect different things and so on. So that's also a tool.
Yeah. So that in a sense, I would count that as one of like the mental models to approach testing. So
exactly.
So the first impression for me was when I started to think about this question was that I divide like like this concept of tools into 3 categories. There probably are more. Post it in the comments if you come out with more. But there are 3 like categories of tools. One of them is like the tips and tricks. The apps and software that we are using. The apps and software. Then the second one is like these mental models that we collect. For example, heuristics. SFD bot for example. Building like mind maps and stuff like that we learned in RST courses. And then there is like this third category of like this. I love the notepad is one of those. I call them like these like productivity and creativity toolkit for me. And that's also there are apps in that category, but for me then it's the journal page, and then there is this uninterrupted moment of contemplation and stuff like that.
And I love you. Love you. Oh yeah, well, I love you. You too.
Much. Oh, that's adorable.
Okay. I meant to say.
Yeah, I love you too.
I definitely love you, but I meant to say I love the way of your thinking. How your thinking is putting how you put.
Stop it.
3 categories. Because I sort of have here first tier actually in my notes. And that first tier or first category for me is just need it's like qualities that you expect out of a tester.
That's a clever
curiosity,
idea.
Imagination, the ability to explore, things like that.
Yeah.
So those are qualities that you need to have as a tester. Those are tools for you to
that's
find.
true. Yeah.
And then the second tier for me is like what I would answer probably first is like using mind maps or notebooks and writing notes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the third tier for me, the third group is the actual apps and tools.
Yeah.
And there's a few that I can mention that came from my poll without testers, but
Hey there, if you're someone who wants to be more as a software testing professional, or just curious about what you could learn in software testing now, or what you could share with your clients, colleagues and bosses, TestGuru Insiders is the place for you. It's totally free and you get to join there at prove.guru/insiders, prove.guru/insiders, where every week you get new episodes of TestguruTV from my inbox to yours before anybody else does in the world. And we do monthly lives for the insiders who no one else is able to watch them. So TestGuru Insiders get to enjoy the live sessions of TestguruTV. In addition to that, you will get a book bundle that will take your testing to the next level. So join the insiders, prove.guru/insiders now.
Yeah, that's sort of my categories. But similarly to you, I also have 3 categories.
I want to steal the first one because that was like epic. I was like blown away immediately. Like the first one is like the character traits that we can cultivate.
Yeah.
And those are like, of course, our brain and ways of thinking, and our like, for example, curiosity. Someone may see it as like a trait that he's just this curious kind of guy, but curiosity is like this state of mind that you can actually train for. So let's see how I could train to be more curious, and that's a tool. Curiosity in a toolkit. That's an awesome idea. And for example, confidence. Confidence works like a muscle. It grows if you train it.
Exactly.
So how could I train my confidence? How could I train my character trait called the curiosity? That's the important question, I would say. So listing the character traits that are your best tools as a tester would be awesome. And then come up with a plan how I could develop those. Are there some ways that I could like bring more into the table? Am I missing some tools here in this character traits category?
Exactly.
Wow. That's awesome. Cool.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, that was hidden, but it's not anymore.
So I think the audience deserves some kind of like practical tips and tricks from us. So what we are using in our different categories. From my point of view, that the one that I stole from you. I hope that I was able to give something already there. List your character traits. Think what you're missing, and then figure out the way how to develop your
Yeah,
curiosity.
and I mean-
you can actually go and Google for it if you need more curiosity, how to be more curious.
Exactly, and I've seen in practice how people actually have become more curious. So it's not like I was born this way and there's nothing I can do about it. It's definitely something that you can develop.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
For me, I'm jumping the next category. For me, next category is always like these meta skills of professional work, and the meta skills like are the productivity habits usually.
Yeah.
For me, those are the habits that I do every morning. I journal a little bit. I look at the calendar of the day, and I for example, I chunk similar kinds of activities.
Yeah.
That's in a sense that's a mental model for me too. But most of all, that's a habit. So those habits are in my toolkit, and every Friday before I go home from work, or if I work at home, I do this at my desktop. Anyways, every Friday I do this like little bit of review of how the week went, and then I map out the calendar of the next week.
Yeah,
I block block my calendar in places where I need time to do like focused work and stuff like that. So I prepare for the next week. So those are like my number one, number two, the primary habits as tools that I use for productivity. So always pausing to plan in critical moments. So that would be awesome.
Right. Yeah. To add to that, definitely, I think we mentioned this quite often. As a tester, making notes, learning how to make notes, keeping notes, and keeping track of your how the testing went, what happened during the testing, what kind of new testing ideas did you get, what kind of findings did you get, sort of keeping those notes. If you're not doing that, it's time to start learning that. And also using mind maps is definitely there's several tools, actual mind map tools, but just select one of those and start learning to, because it's also a process, learning how to use mind maps into mapping testing and following testing and seeing the coverage and things like that. So it's definitely worth doing. As for the tools that you can actually install that came from my poll, there's two that I would like to mention, and these are maybe related more to reporting when you're finding something and you want to report that. So definitely tools to use in that, both in Windows or desktop environment. Obviously you can do similar things in for example in mobile, but screen to GIF is one tool.
Cool.
Screen to GIF, basically
for like reporting bugs or something like that.
No, basically you can just select any area on your screen, big or small. So you define the area. It's not full screen, or well, you can get full screen if you want to, but you can sort of just mark the area that you want to record. Then you select the frame rates and stuff like that. Press record, and then whatever you do, the tool records, makes GIF out of it. So you can sort of make a video, make
a ticket out of the video.
Yeah. For whenever you, for example, when you do a bug report, you can.
Wow, that's awesome.
Sort of get the video easily for that.
Screen to GIF. Screen to GIF.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Another one which is actually built in Windows, snipping tool, which there's a shortcut for it. It's the Windows button, Shift and S.
Okay, cool.
Windows button, Shift and S. That activates snipping tool, and then you can just select an area out of which you get a screenshot. Yeah,
it's quite similar to like the Mac OS, like Shift Command 4 or 5, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, right. Cool. Yeah. So sort of like print screen, but you can define the area, and it's automatically right in your clipboard. Cool. So you can paste it wherever you want to. So that was really neat also.
Wow. So like these small apps and tricks like that make you like a little bit more productive, like as a tester. For me, like if I go through the category of like apps and tricks, few to mention that I like use daily, that I really love at the moment. One of them, this is actually really, it's not actually a testing tool, but it's a tool to keep the important stuff on my mind. That's called the Momentum dashboard. And the Momentum dashboard is like, that's the opening page of your browser, where it shows you like what's the number one thing to do or achieve today. So every day when you open it, the first thing it asks, what are you trying to achieve today? You answer it, and then when you open new browser windows, it always reminds you about that.
Okay.
And then you have like these deadlines or milestone counters that you can add to the view and stuff like that. So TestGuru Summit coming in 22 days or something like that. So it will allow me to keep like the time span of important deadlines in my field of view every time when I open it. So that's like, in a sense, that makes me, when I open it, that makes me like pause and reflect on what are the things that are not like urgently in my inbox or, you know, a Slack or somewhere. What are the things that I want to push forward over time? And then that allows me like to every time calibrate and like you know, condition it in my mind.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Then one of the things that I previously, for test planning purposes, I've used different kinds of mind mapping software. For example, I used MindMeister because like you can use it on iPad and, you know, desktop and stuff like that. So even though there is quality issues there, but MindMeister was my go-to tool for mind mapping. And then one of the tools that I've recently gotten like really used to and been using it for a lot of different things other than mind mapping is the Miro. Like it's like this canvas of doing like these different kinds of like collaborative work and, you know, storming and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
it seems really popular these days.
Yeah, it is. And I think like Apple launch in the new iOS version, like or is it the iPad OS, you know, they have this like similar kind of a competing app there. Not really sure what the name was though. But anyways, they're competing with Miro. Anyways, Miro has been like proven to be like really useful tool. And then the third thing that's kind of a productivity hack, I would say, but I use Pomodoro timers, like on my like 25-minute timers that on my mobile phone and, you know, on my desktop and everywhere, because like I have trouble focusing on different stuff. So I always start working in 25-minute blocks. That helps me like focus long enough, like to build the momentum to actually do the work.
Yeah, for some people, I guess it's actually, although a lot of people talk a lot about Pomodoro, 20-25 minute sections. So maybe for some people that seems a little short, but obviously you can use other timers as well and define it for 40-45 minutes if you wish to, or whatever suits you the best. Obviously there's apparently there's some science behind the Pomodoro technique, but you can use also other timers if you wish to. Yeah,
cool. But then going like really deep into like testing tools, the like one tool that a lot of my colleagues and, you know, from different companies and especially here in Finland, people use for test automation purposes, robot framework. Like they just like start learning about that if you want to learn something about test automation, robot framework. There are certainly other tools too, but that's like it's a foundation, you know. Doesn't aim to make profit on the tool.
And it's actually there's quite a few positive sides.
Exactly.
So it's free. It's free first of all, and then it's also a multi-purpose tool. There's a lot of different libraries to robot framework, so you can do several different things with it.
So if you're not familiar with robot framework, go Google it right after the episode, because like that's an awesome tool. Most Finns know it, but if, as you probably may be watching from somewhere other places in the world, go check it out. Robot framework. And that's awesome. And then of course it's always a matter of like beginning with the end in mind here too, because like if you're aiming to like achieve something related to security testing, then you may need, you know, what the, you know, our team in the other office said that you know, Kali Linux or something like that, burp suit or whatever. If you are aiming to like test some kind of APIs, maybe you use Postman, for example.
Exactly.
So it's always a matter of figuring out what you want to achieve, and then just like go asking around what are the tools that you're using, and you know, maybe go on Twitter or LinkedIn and ask for opinions or suggestions. You always learn something new. Like screen to give, something that I really learned today.
And you can obviously there's a lot of testing communities and different like pages for testing communities, so you can go there, find those. There's a lot of tool listings there for different purposes, so you can definitely find different ideas.
Yeah, and if there is a show about software testing and quality assurance, you could actually ask the show like hosts what are their favorite tools in a certain topic. So yeah, if there was something like that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we have like covered some of the topic? You know, tools for a tester.
Yeah, surprisingly broad topic after all. But yeah, I think we have.
Yeah, gone through like these kinds of habit kind of tools. Gone through this character trait kind of tools. Gone through like this concept of like category of mental models that you can collect from books and trainings.
Right.
And then of course the apps and tricks that you may want to use as a tester.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining. And if you have any question that you wish us to answer in the future episodes, please don't hesitate to post it in the comments of the episode. And in addition to that, please don't hesitate to hammer on the like button. And if you have hearts on your platform, please do that for us too. And please share the video with someone who may benefit from this as in becoming a more in becoming better at testing. Take care and see you next week.
Bye.
So please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million